A house chair, in some sense, a very unique project for me, because it took last 7.5 years of work to make it into a successful casting. I created this form on my own, and it became, over a period of time, iconic form. I started this in mid-1999 summer, and then over a period of time, many prototypes are made. I decided to work together with one tribe, just to understand the design and creation in a different context. Where they are made in India, they're made in Italy, they're made in, finally in this foundry, in the north of Italy. There we are finally to get the final prototype. I was pushing the border of making something which is lost wax casting process into something which is contemporary, and pushing the limit of it. And by doing that, it took a lot of work in terms of research, materials, searching the materials, finding out different kind of collaborators, places, eventually to get where we want to get. I wanted to have a seamless one kind of object which doesn't have any seam, you know, and also one piece casting, fusione, one single piece, you know. This project is a combination of many things which I always believed in, you know, kind of something like a craft and industry, high tech and low tech, ancient material and a new material, state-of-art materials. It is a combination of apparently contradicting things, something which is opposite, you know, almost like a paradox, you know. But it somehow works. It has iconic form, it has a very surface tension, it has a kind of a form which is alive, which has a life in it, you know. I don't consider this is organic form. It is not organic form. It's a controlled geometry, which has a very controlled proportions, and it is such a controlled geometry that there is a poetic analogy of a form. A poetic analogy of a form where it suggests something in a sense, but it is not a representative form. It reminds you a lot of things. It reminds you archaeology, it reminds you future, it reminds you history, it reminds you cultural connections in different kind, but not in a straightforward linear way, but in a very innovative and a fresh way. In a true sense, it becomes a limited edition with all the research, all the complexity and all the uncertainty which has gone into making of this project. The complexity of this project is extremely high because pushing the limit of making things, pushing the limit of making the chair into this kind of process which is seamless, which is one continuous piece in a metal casting. The casting process of a lost wax casting process is so uncertain that you never know what kind of result you're going to get eventually before you open the final step. I've been extremely persistent in exploring all these possibilities and try and find different materials, different processes, different collaborators, internationally speaking actually, and that requires a lot of intense action. It doesn't settle down with the idea of, okay, what I know, that's enough. No, you have to always research into new ways of making it. So taking this process into account, if you look at it, it's not a new process. But the way it is done, it's innovated over a period of time and it became a new thing. And the new thing, because there's a research done in different materials, in plastic, in wax, in a lost wax casting process, in metal research, in metallurgy, the composition of metal, the texture of a material, and therefore the kind of luster and the kind of finish you get. And that's why my whole passion and interest in creating a sensorial object which will appeal to all your senses. You know, touch, feel, weight, and again the tactile feeling. To talk about conception is talking like a breathing. Without breathing, we don't exist. And in the same manner, for me, a design project does not exist without a conception. But what is very important for me is the making things, because unless the ideas are made into reality, it has no meaning. It just remains an idea. And this project is really a symbol of that, in terms of the idea of making things, the labor of love, of craftsmanship, making, exploring materials. It was an amazing journey, and we could collaborate and put all kind of skills together to finally get this result actually.